Hello, welcome to John's Author Diary for the weekend in May the 13th, 2018. I've had a bit of a mixed bag this week. Monday was a bank holiday, so my wife and son were at home, so we spent the day doing fun things like going to the beach and things like that. Rest of the week I spent working on my non-fiction book, so that's now done and sent off to a copy editor. So I'm quite pleased with how that's gone. But at the same time, I also feel like it's been a bit of a distraction from my fiction. So I've not added anything to Wasteland Book 4, and I haven't even started Blind Reset yet. And we're also at the middle of May, and I haven't done anything towards my steampunk short story yet that I need for the Steampunk Festival on the first weekend of June. I've got some ideas for the story, and I'm hoping it's going to be quite funny. I think I find a lot of short stories work better in front of audiences. When they're more on the comedic side, it's easier to get the audience behind you. And so I need to get a first draft of that done by the end of next week. Blind Gambit launched. I'm really pleased with how it's done. It hit the #1 bestseller for its category on Amazon, so that's really positive. I'm hoping that that can sustain going forward, because at the moment the book is at 99 cents. And to be honest, authors don't make a lot of money when the books are priced that low. So we'll be putting the book up to $3.99 very soon, and I'm just a bit concerned that the sales will drop off. But I'm focused on writing book 2 next, Blind Reset. I have done a pre-order page, but the cover that is on the pre-order page isn't actually the cover that I'm going to do. I'm going to get a unique cover made, not one that is just a variation of the first book. So I feel at the minute like I've got a lot of different things that I need to do, a lot of spinning plates to balance. I think my main priority is going to be getting this short story done and then making a start on Blind Reset, because it is set to release on July the 31st. The early reviews have started coming back for the book, and so far they've been pretty positive. It seems that the mix of the fun in the game world and the reflective nature of the real world stuff is resonating with quite a few readers. I think there are some readers maybe who are into the game lit side of things who maybe aren't interested in the real world story, but I'm not really bothered about that. This is a story I felt I needed to tell, and so I'm hoping that some people will come with me for the ride. I finished reading a book called Swords Point by Ellen Kushner. This was a really interesting fantasy book. I love the writing, I love the story. I don't think it was fantasy. There was no magic or fantastical creatures. It felt like a fantasy story, and I did really enjoy it, so I can't complain. Well worth reading, highly recommend that. I'm currently reading Fool's Errand by Robin Hobb, which is a follow-up to her Farseer trilogy. I'm really glad I picked this book up, because I tried reading, I think it was her Live Ship series, and I couldn't really get into it, but I think it's the character of Fitz and Night Eyes and the Fool, all these characters, just kind of revisiting them. It's great. So I'm about a third of the way through that, and I very much recommend checking out the Farseer trilogy if you want some good epic fantasy adventure. Hits a lot of those tropes that make fantasy so much fun to read. So I've had no questions this week. If you want to ask me anything, remember you can email me. It's john@johncronshaw.com. You should also check out my new podcast called Stop Booking Around. This is where I'm helping an old friend of mine write his first novel. So he's had an idea in his head for a story for about 10 years, and he's had a lot of false starts. And I think what we're starting to realise is he wasn't prepared. He thought he could sit down and start writing and that a novel would appear. And so I'm teaching him the things that I wish I'd known about at the start of my writing journey, kind of giving him some shortcuts and some things to avoid so he can complete his first draft and actually have something to work with. If you've not done so already, you can check out Blind Gambit. That's out now. Go to tinyurl.com/blindgambit. It's currently on sale for the next few days for 99 cents. So pick that up before it goes full price. So remember, you can find me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/John Cronshaw Author and @JL Cronshaw on Twitter. So until next time, cheerio.